So we've just stopped off at a campsite next, or near where our next ferry is going to go from, and this is in Hillstad, I think. It's called Polar Camp. It's a little rough and ready, but looking from the outside. But what we decided was, with the weather not being great, it might be a good opportunity just for us to have a stop and a reset for a day or two, and think about our plans moving forward, really.
So the campsite that we're on at the moment, the Polar Camp, it's called. It's 375 NOK a night. They got a laundry here as well, which was actually, the facilities were really good. So we got all our laundry done yesterday, and obviously you can rent boats, fishing equipment. There's even things like guided fishing tours and stuff like that here as well, so it's brilliant. There's a hike up to one of the mountains as well, which apparently has an amazing view of the Glacier, which is currently behind Chris. But yeah, there's loads of stuff to do. Like Chris says, we're staying an extra night, possibly even another one after that if the weather stays really nice and there's finding plenty of stuff to do. Yeah, really cool.
We pretty much decided now that we are not going to go back through Sweden. We haven't given ourselves enough time to do any justice for that, which means we can take our time getting up to the north of Norway. We're kind of in the north now, but further up, and then yeah, we're not under so much pressure to get back then. So we've just had an amazing couple of days in Polar Camp, haven't we?
Oh yeah, it was a really cool place.
It's brilliant. Like when we drove in there, I was like, oh, this place looks a bit rough and ready, but it'll do us for a night. Oh, we don't want to leave there. It was so good. It's not like a manicured sort of like all singing, all dancing campsite, you know. There's a lovely cafe there, but it was just like, taking a boat out, going fishing. All these things obviously cost extra, but it really felt like a really good sort of travelling experience. So yeah, we'd definitely recommend, if you're coming through the Kilbehaven ferry, maybe just stop off there on your way for a night. You won't regret it. Speaking of the Kilbehaven ferry, we are currently sat here for the next couple of hours, really, because we didn't realise, we're so used to just driving up and rolling on and rolling off ferries, sort of with hardly any weight. We didn't realise there's a limited sort of sailing on this one. So yeah, it's going to be a couple of hours till the next one. And also, it's been really grim today, so we hope it clears up a little bit when we're on the journey, because it proves to be quite spectacular.
So yeah, our ferry ride wasn't particularly scenic today because it's obviously really rainy and misty, so we couldn't really see much. But we have officially passed through the Arctic Circle.
First time ever?
First time ever. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
So we had a lovely peaceful night here last night. It was a bit windy and very rainy all day yesterday, so we really didn't get any sort of time outside at all, but a bit disappointed because it's such an incredible setting here in this fjord. There's mountains all around us, yeah, but the mist and the rain kind of spoiled the view a bit. But I think we were chatting yesterday, like, we've been so lucky with the weather since we've been away. Now we are heading to Lofoten, so we are kind of hoping it clears up at least a little bit so we get the best of that. But yeah, onwards and upwards. So just had to stop for a minute because we haven't really seen any of that landscape for a couple of days just because of how bad the weather's been, but it's trying to lift. There's even like a rumour of blue sky over there, which would be great. But yeah, this is why it's so disappointing if it is misty when you're driving here, because like it is just jaw-dropping all the time, and you really feel like if you got the mist coming in and cutting out everything, you're like really missing out on something important. So about 2 minutes ago I think I recorded a video saying, oh, you know, when it's misty you're always a bit worried you're going to really miss something important, and then we just drive around the corner and see this flaming massive glacier just going down the mountain.
So that was northern Norway's largest glacier,
Svartsen.
and its area is 400 kilometres and 600 metres.
400 square kilometres, maximum depth of 600 metres. Jesus. That was, she'd rehearsed that. I mean, can you believe that? So here's a couple of pieces of useless information that Steph didn't pick up off the board. So that glacial tongue coming down the mountain is 1.2 kilometres long, which is quite impressive, and it moves up to 2 metres every 24 hours. So it's a bit of a drive today, weather changeable, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday or this morning, thankfully. Just taking Chili out for a walk. We've arrived in Bodo, and that's because, well, just down the road from where we're parked at the moment, we'll be catching our ferry to Lofoten, or the Lofoten Islands tomorrow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it seems like a nice little town. I don't know how much time we're going to have to look around now. We're kind of not quite sure. We're not booked on the ferry tomorrow, so we're kind of not entirely sure if we're going to have to wait or not. It's a 4-hour ride as well, so but yeah, we'll see. So again, not quite a peaceful night last night. Nothing to do with the stop. The stop was brilliant. Oh god, the weather was rough. We're right next to the sea as well, so like all night the van was like whirr. But that's all good. So the place we stopped is literally just about like 250 yards, 200 yards maybe from where we're getting on the ferry to Lofoten this morning. There's only 3 ferries today. First one's at 11 o'clock, so we wanted to make sure we were good and early, so we got on it basically. But the parking was great, really. It was cheap as chips. It was like 31 krona till 9 o'clock, and actually overnight from 6 till 8 it was free anyway. So yeah, 31 krona for that 1 hour, but yeah, we got sort of 13 hours out of it, so that was great. I hope the weather sort of wises up a little bit today. It'd be a shame if it's rough as guts when we're travelling on the ferry, but nothing we can do about that really, is there? So just about 5 minutes off, 10 minutes already off the ferry, is heaving on here. Actually even every single pull-in, every stop, full of cars, full of campers, a bit full on. However, you can see why. It is absolutely astonishing. It's so beautiful. The ferry crossing was rough as hell. Both felt a bit seasick. Didn't see anything of note because it was really misty. But now we've got over here, the mist has lifted. It is So weather calmed down a little bit, which is nice, but just looking over there, the black clouds coming over. So the other side of those mountains is the sea again, so the islands aren't particularly sort of wide, I guess. It looks like Mount Doom out of Lord of the Rings or something. It's just a bit mad, like it's a bit mesmerising. So Viking bothering again today in the Lofotr Viking Museum on Lofoten in Borg, and this one's interesting because it's the largest chieftain's longhouse ever found in Norway. So have a look at that now. A bit windy. Obviously it's a reconstruction. So 225 NOK to get in at 18, 19 quid, something like that. Really interesting exhibition there. 15-minute film presentation, which was good. A nice cafe and shop at the museum. That longhouse, the reconstruction, was really interesting. Now, was there anything else? Let me think. Oh yeah, you get to ride on a Viking ship as well. So it occurs to me that this means that there are at least 4 people who spend their summer sailing a Viking ship around a field. I think that's called living your best life.
So it was a pretty grim night here. Didn't obviously get up to much last night. We've woken up though, and there is a few patches of blue in the sky, and the sun's out.
Nice.
So we are going to make the most of it. Just use the facilities here, and the showers, and topped up the van, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, on we go. So I went to have a shower this morning, and as usual on a campsite, there's like a little key code on the door, so got in fine. Went to go out of the door, and literally every way I turned the lock on the inside, could not get out of the toilets. So I was thinking, oh my god, I could have been stuck in here forever, because Chris would probably just think I'm taking ages having a shower, washing my hair or something. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I looked around the toilets and there was another door in there, and it went into like a little storeroom where there was like spare toilet roll and brooms and things like that. And then within the storeroom there was another door, so I opened that and then it went into the men's toilets. And luckily I managed to get out of the men's toilets, but I could still be stuck in there now. Yeah, so the campsite was called Lofoten Tourist Campsite. It's about 250 NOK, so I suppose about 20 quid, just over 20, yeah, 22 quid, something like that. So not too bad.
We just visited Svolvær, which is quite a nice town, although it does suffer from the same curse as most of the places, the beautiful places here and further across we've been in Norway, in the sense that there's a cruise ship docking area. I think a ferry might go through there as well. There's an airport, so obviously really busy. And also it's Sunday and I forgot, so the brewery was closed, most of the shops are closed. You can still buy tat, so Steph added to a Norwegian sock selection, but that was about it, unfortunately. So as a few points go, it's not a bad one. Yeah, we've been a bit blown away today, so the weather obviously been a bit nicer has helped a little bit. And I have to be honest, even when the weather wasn't great, it was just beautiful driving through here. But today, it's sort of like another level really. Incredible stuff. So just had a bit of a long day's drive, all stiff, my knees are hurting. But off Lofoten now. Wow, what an amazing place. So happy that the sun came out today and we got the benefit of that, but even without that really it was beautiful. Totally worth the detour if you come here. So we're just on the side of the E6 road now. Not quite as dramatic as the scenery we've been in for the rest of the day, but no right, still pretty good. And this is next to one of a series of memorials commemorating the Battle of Narvik, which I don't really know anything about. But yeah, I haven't really touched on the war really, but obviously Norway, Denmark, they were occupied by the Germans during the war.